Good afternoon, folks. Hope you're well. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about utility players. Now, I'm not talking utility players in the sense that that player can play in 4 or 5 different positions. I'm talking about what each player on Sorare can give us, the Sorare user, as much utility as possible. Now, because we're on an international break currently, I thought it was the perfect time to do a video like this. And as most users who have followed me for a while, they will know the importance I put on these sort of players. Now, if I can find a player who plays regularly for his club, that club also plays European football, and also that player represents his international country, then more often than not, I will try and sign that player. Obviously, it depends on price as well. The main reason for me doing this is purely I want to enter as many game weeks as I possibly can on Sorare. I've invested quite heavily into the platform. Therefore, I want as much return on as many game weeks as I can. Planning ahead is also key in this strategy, especially for international fixtures. Like I said, we're on an international break at this moment in time. There's another one in October, and there is also one in November. Now, obviously, because of the price, I'm not talking about players who play for the elite countries. I am talking about the lesser known countries who will have easy fixtures in their groups. Now, just as an example, please do your own research when looking ahead for fixtures, but in the international break in October, you will see Bosnia and away to Liechtenstein. A game which you would think on paper Bosnia should batter shit out of them. I know for a fact there are a few Bosnian players who play regularly for their club. Some have also got European football and they will be starters for Bosnia. This could be, once this international break is finished with, it could be an ideal time to pick them up because you're going to have, like I said, a relatively easy fixture come the 13th of October when they represent Bosnia, providing they don't get injured. Now, that's just an example. There are plenty I could show you, but like I said, it's for you to do your research and look at upcoming fixtures, not just for the October international breaks, but November as well. And if you would have planned ahead, just going back to this Bosnia, if you would have planned ahead, they are actually playing Liechtenstein at home today. So again, realistically, they should put 4, 5, 6 possibly past Liechtenstein. So yet again, the importance of planning is key in my opinion. And you've got to time when you buy them the correct time, because you obviously don't want Bosnian players when they're away to Portugal, etc. Now, regardless of what scarcity you're playing, I think you'll find and be surprised how cheap certain players are who meet all 3 criteria, play regular for their club, they're in Europe, and they also play for their country. Now, if you are playing the rare and you play the threshold teams, or the league rather, the only issue I see is the price of rare goalkeepers. Again, don't want to harp back on about it, but in terms of planning, this is why I bought Pavlenka. I knew he was going to be the #1 keeper for the Czech Republic. And although Werder Bremen are not in Europe, he would cover me for the European or the international breaks, so I could have a threshold team going. Now, if you do play the rares, but you're not in position or in a position to buy a rare goalkeeper just who plays international football, then you could just possibly look at entering the Cap 220, where you can use a limited goalkeeper, which are obviously far cheaper. So you've still got a shot of winning a decent reward in the Cap 220. And that would also obviously apply to limited. If you haven't got as many to buy a limited goalkeeper who plays international football, then look at 4 outfield players and using a common goalkeeper who does play international football. Now, being a proud Welshman myself, I'm not trying to influence anyone here. I'm just trying to give you my thought process of looking at international players. Ben Davies, if fit, will play for Wales. Wales are absolutely fucking garbage at this moment in time. Without Bale, they haven't got a world-class player anymore, so they're going to struggle. However, defensively, they're okay. I know they conceded 4 in their last home game in a qualifier, but that was a one-off in my opinion. Ben Davies, obviously not getting in the Tottenham side, and I don't think he's going to, if I'm being perfectly honest. But his rare card went on auction for 15 quid yesterday. I would be very tempted in buying someone like this because, in my opinion, Ben needs to play regular first team football for his guaranteed position in the Welsh team to remain. So my hope would be I would buy him for a small outlay for a rare card, 15 quid small in my opinion, in the hope that he will push for a loan move in January and go to a championship club or a worse Premier League side than Tottenham, and therefore he plays regular football, so you can use that card for non-international weeks as well. Again, there's no guarantee this is going to happen. This is just my thought process and my opinion on what potentially could happen. Now, had I bought him previous to this, I could have used him in my rare threshold team this week because, as you can see, they're away to Latvia, who are arguably the worst side in the league or the group. So I would be planning there on using him because I would think he should keep a clean sheet. However, you can never tell with Wales at the moment because, like I said, they're absolute garbage. Then, as you can see, in October, Wales are home to Croatia, which will be the toughest game of the group, no doubt. They're away to Armenia. There's revenge needed there because the Armenians were the ones who scored 4 in their last home game. Wales' last home game, they got battered. They're then in November away to Armenia. And then they followed their final game in November at home to Turkey. So it might not be the best example to show you Ben Davies because there isn't an out-and-out easy fixture coming ahead. But if you go through all the countries, you will spot and find there are a few that are standouts. And like I said, whether you play rare, limited, you will find players within your price range who are very, very good value for money and will ensure that most game weeks you will able to put a team in. And ultimately, that's what it's all about. You don't want to go 3 game weeks just sitting on your arse, just twiddling your thumbs, not playing because you haven't got the players to. So again, guys, just some food for thought. I'm not trying to influence anyone on how they play. Like I said, I'm just trying to give you my mindset and what I'm trying to achieve on Sorare and what I'm looking to do. So I hope you found it of some use. Like I said, do your own research and best of luck. And I'll see you soon. Cheers, guys.